everybody. I am here to take you along the journey of my path to high school graduation, all the obstacles and faces that I had to endure, and to show the success along the way. So, growing up, honestly, I was a strong, dedicated young woman. If there was something I wanted, I'd work for it and I would achieve it. It was just who I was from the beginning. But little did I know, in the midst of my chapter during this journey, I would endure something that shaped me for the rest of my life and changed my outlook on life forever. Of course, we lose things along the way. That's just what we have to do. Sometimes we lose things in order to gain things. Of course, at an early age of 13 years old, I didn't really understand that fully at the time, but I would as along the way. So losing everything, little did I know, was going to impact everything for me. Of course, sometimes this is just how it goes. So I had to endure a situation that truly changed my life forever. Little did I know my dad would come home to be a man that I didn't know. It was a man that I found out that wasn't who he was at all. And I had to lead an FBI investigation that I persuade against this man to be able to learn who he truly was. And little did I know, when I met a guy in a black suit at a coffee shop, he would hold the answers and the keys to the unknown story of who he was and what truly happened before I was born. Of course, you're going to gain things and you're going to lose things. There's many times throughout this chapter that I lost things and I gained things, good and bad, that shaped me and didn't shape me at all. One of those things was my sister. One day I woke up to a message that stated, "I have belief that I'm your biological sister," and I truly didn't know what I was facing at the time, but this held so many things: a new relationship, a sisterhood, a background on a story that fulfilled a puzzle piece that was truly missing from my life. During this time, I had to take a phone call. I had to take a phone call at the time that seemed like it was from someone that was my childhood best friend and my brother. But little did I know, he not only was someone just like my father, but he was going to tell me everything he had found out. And at the end of that call, I lost them both. I not only lost my father, but I lost my brother that day. I lost them both because of the circumstances that I had to choose in that time who was going to benefit me in the long run, who was going to be healthy in my life to support and be proud of who I was going to become as a woman. So I decided in that day that I would lose both of them. But little did I know, I'd gained so many things along the way from there. So, of course, this is where I started gaining things back day by day. And it seemed like time was going by so slow, but honestly, it was going by so fast. I walked into a cheer gymnastics place to do my normal competition training, and there was a guy named Daryl Griggs. He was a man that was my coach, but after days passed, became someone that not only was a father figure, but fulfilled the role as my dad. He turned in to be a fulfillment that was needed way before I even knew it was. He held a place in my life that truly made all the difference in that time, and still does as he preps to walk me down the aisle to my future husband. Of course, during this time, or any time that's hard in life, having the moral support of immediate or friends and family of any kind is truly what makes it doable each and every single day. I was able to lean on them, from advice to hardships to crying to all of it. And it truly made the difference on the growth that I was assuming at that time. And it truly made the difference in the long run of seeing who truly had my back during the hardest of times. Because sometimes you can see who truly is faithful in your life by just seeing who stands behind your back during the hardest of times and doesn't run away in fear. There was lots of achievements that I achieved during this chapter in my life. One of those was the top volunteer hours in the committee of Relay for Life. Relay for Life is a cancer give back community that builds different events and fundraisers, sponsorships, things like that to raise money for people that are fighting cancer of all different kinds. I decided to become a Relay for Life committee board member with my dad. Truly, it made such a difference in my life. It made me be able to see who I was going to become and earn the voice that I have today. Knowing the lives I changed within the community of 6 years of doing it while battling my hardships showed me that I am selfless. I am someone that has a voice of power, strength, and courage, and I am able to change lives day in and day out. This is one of the first times that I noticed that I wanted to do something in my future at the time, in my 20s, in my 30s, wherever I'd be able to achieve it. I wanted to do something that was giving back to the community. I wanted to do something that was able to be there for people during the hardest of times, and being able to be a light during those times. So with that being said, there was a lot of achievements along the way, like I had mentioned. And I feel like there's a few that really stood out to me. Relay for Life was definitely a game changer. The littlest of things, of seeing an idea in a room with 20 plus people to seeing it fulfill into an event that was impacting hundreds of people on that day for 24 to a full year later. Shooting this event was truly an opportunity of fulfillment for me. I not only got to stand on the committee board member and share my testimony, but I got to hear other people's testimonies, and I feel like during that time, I truly needed that because that gave me the strength and the courage and determination to push through the hardships that I was enduring on the outside of those days. So I remember there was a truly one time that shaped me. And I think it all started with one assignment, which ended up turning to, most as knows, a lot of assignments. If you start a habit, it's going to continue unless you break it. So mine started as an assignment, but turned into me getting sat down in a principal's office. I heard the words, "I know you are better than this. I know you're an honor roll student and you're not a D average. I know you can do this, but you have to choose to." In this moment, it spoke volumes to me because it was able to open my eyes to see that I needed to make a change with my life. I needed to step forward with my own feet, and I needed to take a different path than I was taking. I was starting to go down and allow my hardships to break me instead of make me, and I knew, as many others knew, that this wasn't the path for me. Of course, there's so many times during hardships that you feel like you can't do it. And I felt like that at that moment. But with the strength of others paying off onto me and me being able to see that other people believed in who I was and my abilities for my future, it truly allowed me to be able to see that I'm better than what I was and I will get through this. I worked so hard during this time. Not only I worked at that moment to change my life around in school, but I worked a professional job that allowed me to work 80 plus hours a week in a 2-week period. And this may seem like a lot, but it wasn't for me. For me, this was the time that I got to escape my reality and just be able to help others and do a job to be able to benefit my family. I got to help my mom pay the groceries. I got to help her with different things. I got to pay for my own car at 15 years old. There was so many little beneficial adjustments as well as requirements that I took in my own life as well as my family's life. And being able to do that at such a young age allowed me to gain the strength for my future, knowing that I will be able to be a great mom one day, be a great wife one day, and hopefully be a great nurse one day. So with that being said, your hardships can either make or break you. All good things will happen to you as long as you choose them to. There's always going to be obstacles for us to face, mountains for us to climb, storms for us to endure, but how we get through it is our choice. How we decide the outcome of it is our choice as well. We can make or break it. You can do this. All is possible. And I promise nothing is impossible if you place your mind to it. As long as you are dedicated and you are focused, you can do it. And that's exactly what brought me through all of my obstacles. My story is a glimpse of my past, but my strength is so present in my future. And I hope that this gave you courage and dedication for your future and just gives you an extra push to step forward through those hardships and gain strength through them. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck on your future journeys.